Figured it out.
I know, but
I figured it out.
I know, but that's survivor's bias. Like I know I figured it out,
Yeah.
but there are a million examples of us that didn't make it.
It's true.
We just don't know about them because they're fucking probably homeless now. You know what I mean? Like, we just don't know. Which is another issue that I have. I'm so fucking annoyed with the way that stupid liberals deal with homeless people. It's really annoying, but that's a longer conversation. We don't have to
What
get
about
into
the
it.
homeless people here?
Yeah, it's really terrible. We California is rich as fuck. We're like richer than nations.
Yeah.
We should not have a single fucking person living on the street.
So why do you think that is then? Because that's like frustrating as fuck to me too. Because I'm like, how much money I pay in taxes? I'm like, what the fuck are they doing with this?
Yeah, but listen, the police department needs a fucking armored personnel carrier, okay? That's why they can't fucking deal with the homeless people. It's not even just the police department, though, even though their budget is fat. It's because of housing. Housing is seen as an investment vehicle in this country. It's the primary way to generate wealth, and it is for a lot of people. You could directly point back to housing as a method to literally stop black people from developing intergenerational wealth in this country through redlining, for example. So housing has always been the primary mechanism to like make wealth, generate wealth. And when that's the case, people don't look at homes as shelter. They look at homes as like another investment opportunity. That's why we had 2008, the housing market crash. And we didn't learn from that at all. And I don't look at housing as like a commodity. I look at it as like a need. But other people don't see it that way. And these are very powerful groups. Homeowners associations.
I both hate and love that you're literally the same on some Dude Bro podcast as you are on stream.
And, you know, landlords.
Well, I also don't have a
board.
fucking relentless chat up my asshole. So I think I'm performing a lot better on this podcast than I normally would.
Then your house and the value of your house is always going to go up. And most people become homeless because they get priced out of the housing market. Yeah. It's not because they're lazy. It's not because they're stupid. It's not because they're fucking drug addicts immediately, even though those people shouldn't be denied housing either, because I think it's a human right, just because they are like that or whatever. But most people get to that point that you see on the street with the dude, you know, fucking grabbing his shit and playing with it in the middle of the fucking street on the boulevard. They get to that point after years and years of being brutalized by being out in the fucking elements, you know? Even animals need a cave, and you're a human being and you don't have any shelter whatsoever. You know, you're constantly getting attacked. You're getting brutalized. You have no opportunities. There's no way to like survive. There's no way to get back. And it becomes harder and harder to get back to like what you once, you know, could have been, like a healthy person, a productive member of society. And then you lose your mind. You try to self-medicate. You start taking drugs to forget about it. You start selling drugs. Maybe you can make a little bit of money that way. Start stealing shit, little shit here and there to make money, to survive. And then ultimately you become this fucking wreck. And it becomes significantly harder to also recover from that condition, to rehabilitate you from that condition. And it all started because you just couldn't fucking pay rent, because the area that you lived in for many, many years when you were working a job is becoming more and more expensive.
Yeah.
And you have no other alternative. You also don't have an adequate public transit system in Los Angeles, especially.
I still just don't understand how California has all this money and it's still just a shit show.
Because moneyed interests are significantly more powerful. If you've ever been to a European city, you see how it's designed, you see how it's structured, and you're like, how the fuck don't we have this? We live like animals in America, okay? If you go to fucking Amsterdam, you'll see it. You'll be like, what the fuck? There's like trains that are running literally like 24/7. There's parts of the city that you can't even like drive a car in, which is unthinkable from an American.
His dogs were
perspective.
incredible, dude.
You're driving a fucking big ass pickup truck that doesn't even fit in like 90% of the streets out there. They got buses, trams, trains. Like, you know, there's public transit all day, every day. It's clean as fuck. That is huge.
Would you ever live in a place like that, or would you always stay in America?
Oh my God,
I grew up in Turkey.
Yeah.
Much poorer country, but Istanbul and Ankara, like I grew up on public transit. You know what I mean? I grew up with that. It was awesome. It's great.
Fuck. It's just fucking, dude, there's just too many potholes in fucking Woodland Hills and Calabasas.
That too is crazy.
I just don't get how much, I honestly, like the amount of money I know that's funneled through like taxes, and just like, it feels like it's just like more taxes. And I'm thinking, Nothing's changing though. I don't see anything
what the fuck am I
change.
paying all this money for? I get it. I understand. It is very frustrating. Where is it going? Why are we not seeing the results? It's because everyone's fucking corrupt.
Yeah. That's, I mean,
And
like
they
the
don't wanna
thing
fix it.
the thing I was saying earlier. That's why I get just so frustrated in general. I don't even really talk about all this political shit. It's just funny. Like, it's just funny to me because like that's what you do, like fucking every day, pretty much.
Yeah, but I think like there's a reason why I have a fairly large audience, or I have a lot of people who are even on the right who say like, yeah, I watch you to get a different perspective.
Yeah.
And that's because like, I mean, I get the system is broken. You know what I mean? I'm not like unconditionally on the Democratic Party side. I shit on them probably more than I shit on the Republicans because like they are supposed to be on the side of the fucking working class. They claim that they are.
Yeah.
And then they do shit about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. I guess I tell it like it is in some ways. And I my solutions are different than the Democratic Party. They like liberals want to just not look at the problem. Like liberals it sometimes feels like the Democratic Party is literally like, oh, you see a homeless person? Well, that's kind of problematic that you like even recognize that they're homeless.
Jesus.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, just let them eat trash. Like, it's fine. It's like, no, man, that's not fine. That's awful. Like, what the fuck? It's awful for him, okay? I'm not just saying like, oh, it's an eyesore, eviscerate them. Because like a lot of California libs are like that, where they just like also are just as fucking brutal as like, red state Republicans would be, where they're just like, get him out of here. Get him out of here. I don't give a shit. I'm not like that, but I want them to have shelter. I want them to have a housing first, rehabilitative policy that allows them to get help.
Would you ever get actually into politics?
No, fuck that. This shit's
It's
awful.
just so interesting.
No,
it's just
absolutely
interesting because
not.
like it's for your answer to be that, but like this is also kind of what you do. It's
No,
just
because
so,
they're all scumbags. They're monsters. They're
I know.
fucking awful, dude. Are you kidding me? No, I mean I work with a lot
El
of political
Freemason
organizations. I work
puppet.
with a lot of labor unions.
Hasan sold
I work
his
with a lot of political
soul.
organizations. I do a lot of fundraisers, do a lot of charity. But when it comes down to it, like, no, I would not run for politics. It's awful.
Yeah. What would you do if you had to stop Twitch now? What would you do? Oh, and another question, like, what do you enjoy outside of all this shit?
Nothing. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy shit. Like I like working out. I watch anime.
Yo,
I
what's
watch
up?
fucking
Hell
TV
yeah.
shows.
What are you watching right now?
I'm watching One Piece right now. I just finished White Lotus.
Nice,
That was
yeah.
pretty good. But it's not an anime though. But as far as anime, I'm watching One Piece.
One Piece, yeah.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
I
It
think this
requires
was
a lot
such
of
a
time.
good. It was such a good
I,
podcast.
Any video games you play right
Overall,
now?
because I was
I
able
play
to
a lot.
very clearly and adequately communicate my points, get them across to an audience that I know is like primarily right wing or apolitical, but slanted to the right. And I think that no matter what happens, there is going to be someone who is in that chat, other than all the L spammers or whatever, there is going to be someone there that will unironically. Someone there that unironically go, you know what? I maybe misunderstood this dude. He's like a
really
good
liked
guy.
Halo. That was my most fun I ever had.
I was like that too. I was a sweaty ass fucking gamer, had like a 17-inch Gateway FX laptop, and then I got pussy for the first time. I was like, oh fuck this shit, I'm out. And then I started playing console games instead. And then when I got back on Twitch, I started playing desktop games again.
I see.
And
Yeah.
that's how it is. No more women. You gotta swear off women if you want to be good,
Bro, it's
All right, we got to get back to the main topic at hand here. But you guys can go watch it if you want. Hasan, not a big boy. I need a big boy like Hasan W. Okay, my chat has already overtaken this chat now at this point. Okay. Hasan play Slime Rancher 1 and 2. Hasan fake big boy. Can you give a shout out to Hoscord? Y'all are fucking awful. Okay. You prefer a hot shower in the winter or a cold shower in the summer? Click live chat, not top chat. Oh. Is that what I was wrong about? Flexing his bronze status enormous. Bitch, I'm silver too. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Oh, well, I'm about to be silver too. Fuck you mean, dude? Silver 1 and Valo talking about being good at games. I came from the LTT video about your PC build and they described you as controversial. I showed up and agreed with 99% of what you say and I've been here since then. Yep. I think this was a good opportunity to get me.
In my own little corner, I'm in a unique space because I routinely talk about politics.
Yeah.
I mean, I do other stuff too. I play games. I talk about like drama, culture, shit like that.
Yeah.
I guess who else? I don't really know. I mean, I guess that's it. And then you have the international community, and that's like a whole different thing.
Oh, I'm talking about the big,
e-pop
streamers.
And
what advice would you give to some kids who like want to do Twitch? Like what would
don't do it.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. It's just not. It's not for everyone. You have to be really fucking lucky. But if you're like, you have your heart set on it, you have to network. You have to network a lot because you're not getting discovered. You know what I mean? It's super, super, super hard to get discovered.
Like through the platform itself.
Yeah.
90% of what you say, I agree with. When you aren't sarcastic to the point of no one outside of this chat understands you being sarcastic.
Or some people do get like their one moment, but they can't capitalize on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if you do actually get discovered and you see growth. Okay.
You stole my Uber at TwitchCon Berlin, and I was told your controversial political guy checked you out and learned a lot. And,
work.
Wait, how can I steal your Uber?
I think once you get it.
Yeah, I never did. Like if you look at my hours, like since I started streaming,
I gotta pee. I'll be back in a second.
Like 10 days off.
Yeah, it's
total.
insane, bro. So you don't travel? You don't go to like?
I do, but like I travel and then I film when I'm traveling. I do IRL streams, or I have a process. Like I have like a setup that I can do from a laptop. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So I do that in hotel rooms and also do like, I combine it. I'll do like an IRL stream on a backpack, and then I'll go to my hotel room and do like a regular desktop stream after that.
Oh,
too.
Interesting.
But like that kind of sucks. Like I'll be honest, but I also don't know what else to do. Like it's what I like doing.
Yeah, I get it. I understand that.
I feel purposeless if I'm somewhere and I'm not making content, if I'm not filming.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So, okay, I got a question for you on that because I'm 33 and I'm like I'm eager to have a family, right? Mm-hmm. You don't think about that at all? I know obviously not going to get into details about dating and anything. Not really. So you're just like, you don't care?
If it happens, it happens. That's how I go about it for the most part. Yeah. It's pretty easy. You just nut inside of someone.
Yo, stop.
And then you have a family. That's how it works.
Bro, I wish it was. I feel like it's, but yeah, of course it is that easy. But now it's way more complicated. More complicated.
Don't get baby trapped now.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You gotta watch out.
Dude, it's like, but that's what I'm saying. How can you give time to someone that you know you want to spend time with enough to be like, okay, this is the one that I would be comfortable doing that with, right? You don't even have time to do that. I mean, like your schedule is insane to me.
I mean, you can have time. You can definitely make time for someone. It's good that it's good if also they're busy too, though. You know what I mean? If they're like also in their own field, or they're also independently successful. Like you just gotta. Some people in my side of the world, like they make it work with normies. They make it work with people that just like have like a regular 9 to 5. I don't know how the fuck they do that, but it's been very successful. They are able to do that. I have done both, and I think that it's like there's positives to both dating like a civilian and also dating someone who's
Anne is not his wife. It's my mom, bro. Anne means mom in Turkish.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you just gotta. It's the same as being in a relationship in any other capacity. You just have to have mutual respect and self-assurance.
Tom Perma Silver,
and allow
so
them
trash.
to do their own thing, and then you do your own thing, and that's it.
Yeah, fair. It's just hard. So I guess shit. I've struggled with it because for so long I spent so much time focused on doing the stuff that I had to.
We got a little real here for a moment.
This stuff, and I didn't.
We got a little real here.
Personal, actual development to be able to have a very solid relationship because I was so focused on business development. And
I feel that that's not good.
Yeah,
but you got to work on yourself like a muscle. And that's where the problem is. A lot of people.
I know chatters love that.
Like relationships are almost like external in the same way that like working out is, because you're like, if I do this many reps at this weight. And you write it down, and then I fucking try to hit a larger, try to get it up to fucking 10, and then next week I'll be able to do 11 or 12, and then eventually put the weight up more. Like if you're thinking about like relationships in that same way, where you're like, you have checkpoints. You're like, I'm gonna find a girl. She's gonna have these qualities, and if she has all these qualities, then that's good. And then we're gonna get in a relationship, and then eventually we're gonna move in together, and then eventually like maybe I pop the question, like it's not like that at all, in my opinion. For me, everyone's different. I go way more off of vibes on that field than anything else because, there are still certain qualities I look for in a partner, but ultimately I just kind of let it ride, I guess. Yeah. Leave it to fate a little bit. And part of the reason why I can do that, I think, is because like I have the confidence and the self-assurance in myself that like I don't even think about it. I'm like, if I want to date someone, I can easily date someone if I want to. And if the right person comes along, I'll do it. And when I'm single, I'm fine. I'm just having fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the way I approach it.
Okay. Besides all that stuff, I guess like it's just so funny. I'm trying to ask you like, what do you think you'd ever be doing after Twitch? Because it sounds like you have never even thought of that. You don't even think about it. You just think you're gonna do this forever.
I don't even think about it because like I mean maybe it's bad. I hope it's not bad.
I mean, but what is bad?
Maybe it's bad that I'm like not figuring out like an exit plan or something because I know that like there's a limit to this, right?
Bro, you need to stop the Instagramming voice is corny as fuck. Bro, that's my voice. You think it's just a different microphone? Like, what do you mean? You think I just like did a fake voice for 3 hours, dude? That's crazy.
You're 40. Do you think that the audience demographic on Twitch is going to be like, oh, I want to fuck with this 40-year-old? I'm not saying that you can. I'm not saying it's not possible.
That's a good question.
But that's what I'm saying, like the evolution of that, where it's just like the people using the platform now that are going to be your audience just may be like too far disconnected age-wise.
Yeah, I think that will inevitably
No, he's
happen.
saying like when you're 40, dummies, not that I'm 40 right now.
You just got to keep going. And my audience will probably get older with me as well.
Are there other platforms you would move to? Are there other like...
I mean,
because obviously the podcast stuff...
I have a pretty big YouTube presence. I have a podcast. Maybe I would turn to traditional media at a certain point in my life, potentially. But for the time being, I don't see that. For the next like 10 years, I don't see that happening. What I always wanted and what I still want is to be able to turn my Twitch into like something that is competitive in the same exact way that my operation works right now, just, serve a larger audience. And I think that's possible.
You say competitive, like meaning
like, numbers akin to CNN ratings.
Got it.
Yeah. I want that because like right now I get 30 to 40,000 concurrent viewers. I think like from a ratings, like a TV ratings point, that's like a TV show with 100 to 200,000, maybe 300,000 viewers, like depending on how they do ratings.
Yeah. Well, that's massive.
That's a pretty big TV show. Yeah. And I do that for 10 hours, right? But I want to get to like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 viewers.
What do you think it would take for you to get there? Because like
more charitability, more people being charitable to what I have to say. I think that's a big part of it. Instead of immediately being like, oh, that guy's a fucking commie. Fuck that guy. I hate him. Or, oh,
that's how I felt about you when I first. Yeah. I was like, this guy's talking shit about me. What the fuck?
This guy's a fucking commie and he drives a Porsche. Fuck that guy. Communism means you're supposed to be fucking poor, bitch. Why aren't you poor? That's like 98% of people that immediately hear about me, and I'm like, whatever. I like nice things, bitch. I want you to have them too.
Yeah,
that's funny. But that's it.
Do you have a Porsche?
I do. I have a Taycan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I was gonna get one.
It's a good car. Yeah. Have you ever had a Porsche?
No, but that's actually the car I was gonna buy.
You should have bought it.
Yeah,
you're a big boy. It's hard to fit in the fucking 911s. Yeah, I tried.
That can't fit in it. It's really nice.
Like I'm not like I didn't get it because it's an EV. Even though I was very
that's why I was gonna get it.
I was very intrigued by it. Like I think it's cool, and it is dope. Having an EV is fucking sick. Yeah. Don't go to the gas station. Just fucking fuel it at home. Charge it at home. And also the 0-60 is stupid.
Yeah. That's why I was gonna buy it.
But I think Porsches are beautiful driving machines.
Yeah.
Like it is a treat to drive. And I never gave a fuck about cars. Like I had a lot of money and I was still driving my 2010 Camry, my Toyota Camry, and that thing, I still have it. I still drive it.
Yeah.
When my friends and family are like, oh, I want to drive the Porsche, I'm like, yeah, sure, take it. And I'll drive the Camry around. Yeah. But like, and it still works. But I was like, I have all this money. Like I use this car all the time to go to places.
Kitty attention watching
nice
for
car,
sub
you know what I
streamer,
mean?
bro. Make your money, have a good
See how
man,
it
bro.
feels.
I don't really care for
I'm
publication of
31,
anyone.
like,
I want to
I'm
talk
not
to
gonna be
people,
able to,
think
if
about
I get
other
it when I'm
people.
50, people are gonna be like, this guy's fucking, look at this old asshole.
Yeah.
He's just trying to live his like glory days. I'm like, I'm young right now. I'm still young.
Yeah.
Why don't I just buy like a nice car?
Yeah, I
So
get you.
so
I gotta buy a nice car. Now that we gotta get it.
What do you mean? You got a fucking Raptor.
Yeah,
It's sick.
I've had that shit for like fucking, I don't know how many years now. 2017? 2017.
I love Raptors.
I love it.
Fire.
I love it. And I had like different cars prior to that.
Yeah.
But I totally just got out of giving a fuck at all. Like I just kept the same truck. Not that it's not a nice truck. Very nice truck.
Yeah, no, but I know what you mean. But like that's why I had the Toyota, because I was like, I don't give a fuck. It still works. What am I gonna do? Who gives a shit? I think there were a couple instances that was like that truly made me want to get a new car though. I used to use it as a filter because I always thought like if someone really gives a fuck about my car, then I don't want to be with them anyway.
Oh, that's
what
interesting.
I mean? So I always thought that was like a good filter if I like pick someone up on a date, you know what I mean? And they're like, ew, this is your fucking car. It's like, all right, well, you know,
I'll go fuck yourself.
I jotted that down.
Yeah.
I remember going to this event that I was one of the hosts on. Like I was like a welcomed guest that I was supposed to do this like live stream thing. And I pulled up to the parking lot and the dude stopped me and he's like, no, you can't park in here. I'm like, no, I'm one of the hosts. Like I'm one of the talent. And he's like, no, this is the talent parking lot. And he didn't understand. Like, no, I'm the talent. And he's like, what?
Just because of your car?
Dude, it's a bus.
It's not a fake story. I've told it
It's
before. It's
a
the 100 Thieves compound.
Toyota. It's like a 2010 Toyota.
Yeah.
and you know, that's the first time I was like, damn, like maybe I need a new car.
Fuck.
And you know, my friends would make fun of me all the time too. And people would constantly get in my car because they think it's an Uber.
Yeah.
Like whenever I pull up to like a venue, people would get in the car. I'm like, no, this is my car.
Stop. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck,
or like
man.
valet would never come up when I want to park valet. So, you know, I had to handle that problem. It wasn't that big of a deal, but you know, it's mostly for fun.
Yeah.
Is why I got it.
What are some of like, do you have like one of the most enjoyable moments, or what is the most memorable moment you've had while like streaming, just in all your years of doing it? Is there something that sticks out?
Probably the AOC Among Us thing. Like I put that shit together. That was crazy. I don't even know how the hell that happened. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but
the game.
Yeah, I set up this like lobby for Among Us between like me, AOC, Ilhan Omar, and like a bunch of streamers, and that was huge. It was like one of the first like massive moments that got like so much media coverage too. Like a politician's playing a video game with some of the biggest like stars on the internet.
Yeah,
that was definitely a memorable moment. 2020 election was a memorable moment. I would say January 6th was another memorable moment where I had 257,000 people watching.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like,
what were you covering? Like just
January 6th.
Yeah.
Like in real time. That's insane. Like, you know, 250,000 people.
It's
tuning
fucking
in.
Nuts.
Because like at this point, I feel like I am like the guy you go to. If you're under the age of 35 and some shit's happening, you're like, what the fuck is that about? That's where you go. You come click on my stream, regardless of your political persuasion. If you're at least a little interested in politics or news, you are not. So I doubt that you're.
No,
I doubt
I just
your
like
ass
Elon
was in
Musk,
there.
dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why you like Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is sick.
Yeah. No, he's so.
I love trolling.
He's like no. I don't even like. I mean, whatever. He's just like he's so like such a petulant, like
bro. I think he's dope.
Whiny fucking thin-skinned baby who wants people's admiration so bad. I'm like, bro, do what Richard Branson's doing. That motherfucker's on a no clothing allowed island with like every model, you know, just having orgies or whatever the fuck, ethical ones, I think, allegedly, you know, not like little St. James, but like nobody talks about him. Nobody talks about him because he's a billionaire. He's just fucking full head of hair, looks kind of good for his age. You know what I mean? He's just having fun. You can be that way too. Same with fucking Warren Buffett. I'm sure he enjoys couponing or whatever the fuck he does. That dude's weird. But like Elon Musk has to be the meme guy. He has to be the Reddit guy. And it's just like that level of like attention seeking. You're a content creator. You don't see that? You don't find that to be like grimy?
I think it's hilarious. That's why I like side towards the comedy shit of it. I read a lot of his shit and I'm like, this is funny.
But he's he's not a troll in the unique, interesting, or new way. That's what's offensive to me. Because I troll a lot. I fucking love saying shit that pisses people off. I'm a big fan. You know, sometimes I get death threats for it. But
you think he's a troll in like regurgitation of like already existing trolly stuff?
He is not a good troll. He's not redefining the genre at all. He's not putting up anything new that I haven't seen.
I guess the reason why I like it personally is because he has so much power and wealth, and he's that guy that but he does it still.
Yeah,
that's what I appreciate about it.
That's his shtick.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, he's just like me, but he's not, and he is desperately trying to appear that way when he's not. Like the Twitter purchase is a perfect example of this because like he said he was going to buy it. He thought he could troll his way into like, you know, giving a really high fucking number for Twitter. And then the Delaware courts were like, no, motherfucker, you have to buy it now. Like you signed the dotted line. Because people still maintain this position that like Elon Musk bought Twitter for one reason or the other. He didn't want to buy Twitter. He went to court to not buy Twitter. He lost the court case. He lost the lawsuit. So he was forced to buying Twitter.
Factually.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And yet, but that's marketing. You didn't even fucking think about that. Yeah. You don't even think about that when you think about Elon Musk. He got owned. He was forced to buy Twitter. And every single action he's taken since then has just been like, fuck it. Like, if I had to buy this shit, then fuck it. I'm just going to take it all down with me. And now his Tesla stocks are fucking tanking. His Tesla stock is crashing. Investors are literally like, bro, stop fucking tweeting. Because he's alienating his main fan base of Tesla enjoyers, which are rich liberals, by behaving this way, by being like, fire Fauci are my pronouns or whatever, which is like, it's so low-level trolling. Like,
oh, that show's great.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Come on, why are you're a content creator. You should demand more. Like you should be the fucking gourmet at like I
think because for so long on Twitter it was the opposite. It was just all the opposite. Like, it was like anything you said.
We should stop rewarding mediocrity for Elon Musk posting.
Everything was opposite.
It was funny. He's saying a lot of misinformation. He keeps getting clapped on his own platform. But like, I don't mind trolling. Like Trump did such a good job of fucking trolling. Like he was funny. Like at least he had his good moments. You know what I mean? Elon does not have that pizzazz. He does not have that charisma. He doesn't have that stage presence. You know? And he desperately wants it. And that's what, like, I see that. Kind of similar to Andrew Tate. I see that, and I'm like, ugh. Like, how does no one else see this? Like,
what do you think is going to happen with Twitter, genuinely? Because I think it's gotten better, bro.
I think it's going to fizzle out eventually.
Really?
Yeah, I think, like, right now, well, first of all, are you familiar with what happened today? Because every day there's a new thing.
What?
So he... so there was the doxing saga, right? Which was bullshit.
Yeah,
that wasn't fucking doxing. But like, he also took down like reporters that were covering the story. Like he falsely claimed it was doxing. Then he took down reporters that were covering the story, and everyone was like, "What the fuck? You can't do that. That's crazy." And then he was like, "No, I can." And then like everyone was like, "That's ridiculous. Like you can't give the game away as a fucking billionaire. You can't literally be like, this is my toy. I'm breaking it. If you don't want to, I don't want to play with you anymore." You can't do that. Because like, then, you know, EU and regulations are going to fucking come in and governments are going to be like, no, actually you can't do that. There's antitrust laws or there's like certain protocols that you need to abide by. So he did that. He saw a lot of people also recognizing that he was being like a petulant little man-child, like an entitled kid. The rich kid at the fucking playground was like, I'm taking my ball and I'm leaving. Like he literally did that. And
you're talking about because of his actions of banning the people.
Yeah. He was like, oh, well,
you're so good at talking to guys like Bradley. He's interested in listening to you. You don't talk down to him when you disagree and welcome him into the conversation. Yes, dude, because Bradley Martin is a fucking bro, and I know how to talk to bros almost as well as I can serve the top of the hour ad break to you. You know what I mean? Or because at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. And if you no longer want to see that, if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is fucking subscribe, dude. There are a couple things I'm good at, and one of them is serving you the 3-minute ad break at the top of the motherfucking hour. Trev, Tennessee, thank you for the 5 gifted, okay? Allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads. A 3-minute ad break is upon us right now, and you can avoid it by subscribing for $5 or for free with the Twitch Prime, or by getting gifted a sub. If you're lucky, here's a 3-minute ad break now. And then another 1 minute in the middle of the hour. That's a secret, though.
I can ban him because they're doxing me. And then people were like, no, demon. He's like, he's got Sylvester Stallone face.
Bro, he's definitely.
I'm talking about Jeff Bezos.
It's crazy. Anyway,
yes.
Please don't fire me, Mr. Bezos. I love you. But yeah, fucking, he did that shit. People got mad at him, and then he was like, because he's so desperate for attention, he can't even be like the petty tyrant without like trying to win, like vie for the affection of everyone, the masses. So he tweeted like, "Thank you for the should I unban the people even though they doxed me?" And then he put like a poll up, and everyone was like, "Yes, unban them now." Like that was winning. So then he was like, "Oh fuck, this poll had too many options."
I saw
and
that.
Then he did another Twitter poll where he was like,
Jake,
should
not
I
from
unban
State
these
Farm.
people
Thank you for the
even though
10
they want to
gifted.
wish harm to my children and myself, and you know they want to kill me. And then people still were like, yeah, you should unban them actually. So then he unbanned them. And then today he kept banning some other people. He banned Taylor Lawrence, who's a very controversial journalist for many people. I know her personally. I think she's fine. I don't know why. I mean, I get why people fucking hate her though. She does a lot of good
King
reporting.
Ghidorah, thank you for the 10 gifted.
A lot of right wing people off. She banned Taylor Lawrence for no reason. This is a WAPO journalist. You know what I mean? Taylor literally deletes all of her tweets. So for this reason, so she's never in violation of like any Twitter rules or anything like that. She still got banned. And everyone was like, why the fuck did you ban this person who privated their account, who doesn't even fucking have like any of their tweets? And he just came up with a bullshit reason. And then on top of that said, you can no longer link your Instagram on your Twitter.
Well, I saw that.
You can no longer link your Mastodon, your fucking Truth Social.
Linktree.
Yeah, you can no longer put your Linktree. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? That's like not the internet. You're doing the opposite of what the internet is supposed to be doing.
And then I saw something about, he was saying how like you can't, it can't be like done a ton or some shit. But I don't understand that. I don't understand.
Anisha Esquire, thank you for the 10 gifted.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. I mean, honest. Like I saw that and I'm like, okay, this, because the other platforms do essentially like, for example, if I go on Instagram and I put like follow my Snapchat, my shit's, it's like they're down regulating the fuck out of that.
No,
like it's not going to get the engagement it could. Or if I link out to like a sale on like a raw gear or some shit, if I link out to YouTube, it's going to get way less views.
Yeah.
So other platforms do that. I guess what I was trying to understand, like I saw his reasoning and it was like,
but no one bans you for it because Twitter does it too to a certain degree, but they never ban you for it. That's insane.
yeah.
And saying that like we're trapping you into this website, we don't want you to go anywhere else, like that's insane. You can't fucking do that. So people got pissed off at that. So then he tweeted again. He tweeted another poll where he was like, I'm sorry, going forward, I'm never going to do anything without asking people in a democratic fashion ever again. And then he immediately tweeted out a poll. It's literally just him going, do you like me? Yes or no? You know what I mean? Do you want me to die? Yes or no? He's like a fucking 14-year-old kid. He tweeted a poll where it was like, should I step down from Twitter?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes or no? And it's fucking yes. Everyone's saying yes. You're dealing with trolls like 90% of the time. That's the whole platform. Twitter is beautiful because you can tell a rich motherfucker like myself sometimes to kill himself. That's what people use the platform for. You have to be fucking mentally ill to use the platform. I know because I'm mentally ill and I use the platform all the fucking time.
I love the platform.
Yeah, I love it too. I love that shit. There's nothing more rewarding than fucking getting the pitchforks out and like making a rich fucking asshole feel like shit, okay? It makes you feel good. And I've been on the receiving end of that shit non-fucking stop. And I still maintain the position that it feels fucking good to own someone like that. You're like, fuck yeah. Their life is still going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's still
regardless.
Great. Still great.
And so is my life. But like, it feels good. It feels rewarding. That's the whole purpose of the fucking platform. And this dumbass is out there being the main rich asshole, trying to desperately be like, please like me. Please like me. Some
of the polls, I'm like, I don't understand. I mean, but I feel like he's just fucking with people at this point.
No, he is so fucking.
But what if? Because like I post shit,
losing his mind.
I post shit sometimes, and I'm like laughing.
Let the man collect his bag. Why you gotta watch the whole epi? What are you, fucking stupid? Me watching this live, reacting to it, is giving it infinitely more exposure than me not watching it. Most of you motherfuckers would have not even heard about this. I'm not watching the whole thing regardless. But even if I did watch the whole thing, it's pretty well established that reacting to this kind of content actually fucking makes people go watch it, share it with their friends. Shut the fuck up.
In his pocket, the people that are like fighting for him, his dick riders, are getting smaller and smaller as days
Shut the
go
fuck
by.
up!
Like even
Stop telling a content creator you know how to do content better than the content creator. You're here watching me for a reason, you know.
Deified him. Like he's losing a lot of people. One of the fucking guys from like one of his like main tech like supporters from the jump earlier today tweeted like, I don't know what's going on with this platform, but here's my link tree. You know, like this was like a tech guy, I forget his name, Peter something, who was like been an avid supporter of Elon going to Twitter from the jump. He got banned because he posted his fucking link tree. Like he's like losing people with these actions.
That one I really don't understand.
He's losing people with these actions, and that's what happens to all sometimes brilliant and talented men that develop a close circle of yes men. If you can't have people that push back on your mania, on your dumb shit, you're not gonna thrive. You're not gonna succeed. Yeah. So many greats, so many goats have turned into fucking a shell of what they once were. Whether it be Dave Chappelle, in my opinion, who I like idolized, you know, who I thought was
Dave Chappelle.
I think he's also, unfortunately, like I still love Dave Chappelle. Like I can't let go of his like old material. Man. But I think
Chappelle show.
No, that's what I'm saying.
God.
No, he's brilliant. Like the Chappelle show. His stand up was incredible. Like. And there's still so many really good bits in there, but like he's ultimately become like an old man who does not like any kind of pushback whatsoever, where he just like can't respond to that it can't respond to any kind of criticism with like with the maturity that someone who is self-assured would normally respond. And I know that I get criticized all the fucking time, oftentimes for dumb shit, you know?
Yeah.
And I pop off sometimes too in my weak moments. But like, you know, you just got to snap out of it and get back in the pocket and do what you're good at. You got to fucking go back into what you're good at, right? You can't stay in there. You can't constantly stay duking it out. If you do that, if you're constantly fucking engaging with people
sometimes, all the time,
who do not want to see you succeed in any meaningful way, even if you're in the wrong. And I think
Bro,
Dave
what
Chappelle
is
in
this
the
chat,
wrong
dude?
For, like a lot of the transphobic stuff. Even though he has like some funny bits, even in regards to the trans experience, which you can make fun of in a funny way, but I don't think Dave was doing that. He's like too stuck on that.
You weren't watching the special. You weren't.
No, of course I was.
Okay.
No, I'm not one of those fucking people who's like, oh my god, I can't watch it. It doesn't impact me personally. Yeah. Like even if I don't like it, I can still watch it without it being like truly damaging. Do
you think I get really curious now? Do you think people though have grown too sensitive just in general?
I think everyone's sensitive. Everyone's always sensitive. It's not like a left or right thing though. It's just like right wingers are so fucking sensitive.
I think everyone's super sensitive.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I wish people would like shut the fuck up a little bit and like let people enjoy things more. I say that all the fucking time. And I think people make the impact of the content we consume far greater than it actually is.
Yeah.
But that also comes from a place of powerlessness. You care about some fucking random TV show and its cast members, or like what the random TV show's episode said, because you understand that like changing the system is literally almost impossible. You're looking at the system, you see that like systemic racism exists. Okay? You experience it every fucking day. You know it down to your fucking core. And the individual actions also accompany that systemic attitude because everyone is socially conditioned into believing these things. So that sucks. You're living with that
individual actions of other people around you?
Yeah, individual actions of other people around you, like the way you're perceived by others. You know what I mean? Like all that stuff is learned behavior. Okay? You just learn it. And we are all products of this system. We are not above propaganda, and we are not above like, the things that we learned from our parents, the things that we learned in the textbooks, the things that we saw over and over again reinforced. Like it takes a long time to, and I'll use an Andrew Tate reference here, to truly be above the matrix, because that motherfucker is definitely not trying to escape the matrix. Okay. But it does take a lot of hard work to like, reconstruct and try to understand how society should operate, how society should work. But having said all that, you see how powerless you are to make this change, right? Because like, what the fuck? You think the Democrats give a shit about black people? Fuck no. They're gonna like wear the kente cloth and kneel and be like, oh my God, George Floyd we love you, sorry you died. And then they're going to give money to the fucking police departments and run on giving more money to the police departments and not actually like making sure that these fucking pieces of shit actually like, are held accountable every now and then. Like the ones that are really bad, I'm talking about, like not all cops, sure. But we don't do that. And you see how powerless you are in the face of all of this. So where do you turn your crosshairs onto? Content. An area that you can like kind of make change in. It's not meaningful in the grand scheme of things, but ultimately there is a little bit of change there. So it makes you feel good, like you did something. And that's what I think a lot of people do. That's why I think a lot of people also like wear what kind of fucking content that they're watching or what they're consuming on their sleeves, like as though it like says something about you. Oh, you like that TV show? Well, I like this TV show, and that says a lot about me. And that again, that is, and I mean, if you want to learn more about this, Gramsci talks about this a lot, but that comes from a place of powerlessness. We have no way of like changing the underlying material conditions. So we try to like shift culture, thinking that shifting culture a little bit is going to genuinely move the material conditions, not realizing that the material conditions are the reason why culture is the way it is. That's how it works for the most part. We live in a white supremacist society that has white supremacist fundamentals. Our founding fathers owned slaves. You know what I mean? It's just, that is the truth. And they were not exactly too fond of like letting black people vote or have a say in the process. That's pretty impactful. You know what I mean? It was a driving force.
Ayn Rand, Ayn Rand.
That's pretty impactful. There was a lot of remnants of that attitude that's still baked into our system. Sure, we abolished slavery. Sure, we had the civil rights movement, but there's still plenty of scars that have not healed and plenty of material restitution that has not been afforded to people in this society. That's just one aspect, by the way. There's a million different things we can talk about.
Yeah.
But like, that's part of the reason why people are like, oh, that shit sucks. I can't do anything about it. So I'm just going to make sure that like, at least there's like a more diversity in the TV shows. And if there isn't, or like someone says something like, that's stupid and sometimes racist, like I'm going to get fucking super mad at that. And I'm going to make sure that person is punished.
So you think the sensitivity is spawned out of the fact that people feel helpless?
Yes. Yeah. That's where it comes from. Because you can get capitalist corporations that respond.
So back to the thing,
make up enough stink around an issue.
Yeah. So back to the thing I get that, because then they're kind of forced to make some sort of change.
I mean, Walmart will throw up the black fist to say Black Lives Matter and then still buy police cruisers for every fucking town that they work in. You know what I mean?
But police cruisers don't necessarily mean that they're against black lives.
No, but Black Lives Matter is quite literally about like making sure that police forces are accountable across the board in this country. An accountability that has not happened, an accountability that is a necessary thing. And by the way, this doesn't mean that like, and BLM protesters or BLM leaders, not the ones that you see on television or not the organization, of course. I'm talking about like actual black people on the streets. Like they'll tell you, cops that kill black people willy-nilly will also, they kill white people too. They kill more white people than they kill black people.
Right.
Like, and if a cop is willing to kill a black person, a poor black person, they're definitely willing to kill a cop that is willing to kill a poor white person, they're definitely willing to kill a black person. You know what I mean? They get that. So that's why it's like, it's about police accountability across the board. It's not just for black people. It's never been about that. Yeah. It's just that it's disproportionately targeting black communities in the way that policing works, and that devastating outcome.
Yeah. So back what I was saying to earlier, I mean, kind of in response to this, like, what do you think is the way that this actually gets fixed then? Like to
fuck my delivery a little bit
there. Not desensitize people, obviously, because that's not the point. Like,
why'd you say not all cops earlier? Bitch, you think I don't know my audience? I have to fucking pull back a little bit, dickhead.
The change actually happened just from like more conversation.
What are you, stupid? Even this much is too much.
More friction.
Read the room, chat. Look at the fucking chat.
I think it's slowly but surely.
Stop reading a book and start reading the fucking room sometimes.
And creating creating both organizations within the system and outside of the system, to help people in your immediate circles.
Yeah.
And also ultimately create a network where you can demand change and actually have the backing of the people. To be able to make this kind of change. I don't think we'll ever be able to like change the system with a top-down solution by like getting Bernie Sanders in the office. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And because there's no way someone like Bernie Sanders is just never going to be able to be president in the current way that the structure is designed. Like the media would never let that happen. They called that old man who's like spent his entire life fucking fighting for, you know, women's rights, fighting for black people. He got arrested during the civil rights movement back in the day. They called him fucking racist. You know what I mean? Like that shit's crazy. Like,
yeah.
And it doesn't matter. It's just, you know, we're all so susceptible to propaganda. We are not above. No one is above propaganda, and we don't recognize that.
Yeah, that's the worst part in all this, though. To me, is just the echo chambers that just created through like algorithms, and like even now just on social, like how it's just so like you watch more of this, you get more of this, you believe just more of the same.
Yeah, exactly. And it feeds you that same shit, which is why, going back to Andrew Tate, I thought it was really funny when TikTok was like responsible for his fame and also responsible for like way worse shit on that platform than what Andrew Tate has said and will say. They were like, oh, we did it.
Yeah.
We did it. We defeated misogyny. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of that's the thing when I think during all that time, like obviously there's shit that has said that was fucked, but it's like there's so much other shit on that platform and just social media in general that's like it's also fucked. It's terrible.
Yeah, no, and the worst is like the algorithm, the structure of TikTok, and all these other. Holy fuck, we've been talking for like 8 hours. I did not even realize.
My bad.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I can just keep going. My bad. We can cut it.
I got a message an hour ago for dinner.
Dude, my bad.
No, it's all good. It's fine.
Well, we'll wrap it up, but let's finish this last thought on Tate.
There is we
were talking about the algorithms.
The structure and the algorithms that like are created so you spend more time on the platform are also breaking our fucking brains. Yeah. In like really significant ways, I think.
Not like real time happening. Yeah. It's really happening.
I mean, here, I'll say it like this. Look, people who criticize me for this take, I like China more than the average American person. I love high-speed rail. I think that's fucking dope, okay? But having said that, TikTok is a Chinese app. It's stealing a lot of, it's spyware. It's stealing a lot of information. Everyone's really upset about it, you know? TikTok's breaking people's brains. Okay, well, they have it in China. They have a Chinese TikTok.
It's completely different.
Those motherfuckers, the children don't get to watch TikTok in China. So why is it that the Chinese app is very different in America, but the same version of the app in China is like, forcing you to watch museum videos?
Yeah.
What's that about?
Yeah,
I'm just saying, maybe we should change the way that our apps work a little bit, or maybe we should change the way social media works a little bit, because like that control is always going to be there. You can either control it in a way that like creates more positive engagement, positive interactions, and better experiences. Yeah. Or you can not control it and have someone else feed your children poison.
Yeah, it's insane, man. Because I know that to be true as well. But let's get out of here. I know you had some shit you had to do. I appreciate you coming on, sincerely. And man, I'm impressed by just the fact that you're able to continue doing this shit.
Your audience is gonna fucking hate this episode, I feel like.
I don't care.
I'm just letting you know. Listen, all I ask for is charitability. You know what I mean? You might have heard a lot of stuff on the internet, and you know how it is. It's just people want to put you in a category that is like easily definable. Yeah. So then you are like easily defeated. They're like, oh yeah, well that guy, he's socialist, but he's rich.
But here's the thing, man. Like, look, I can't even sit here and say I agree with all your takes and everything you've said. I mean, even shit you've said about me, but like, I wouldn't be the person that I want to be if I didn't sit and have conversations with other people who didn't necessarily align with exactly what I believe. I wouldn't. The thing we're talking about, trying to create a place where it's like things could actually progress and get better, would never happen if people weren't able to even do this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I just wouldn't.
I mean, I talk to people I disagree with all the time too. Yeah, I think it's normal and healthy to something I tell my audience all the time is like, it's fine to fucking not always agree, even with your friends. Like, please, holy shit, be normal. Your politics, even though politics is a structure, changes our lives dramatically. Yeah, and truly impacts our lives. And I know I have a lot of privilege, so like for me to say this is a little bit different than like, I don't know, a trans person with a transphobic individual. I'm not saying like be friends with transphobic people, but politics defines our lives in very meaningful ways, and it's impossible to escape it. It's just, fucking potholes that you were talking about. That's politics.
Yeah.
The way that our taxes are distributed, that's politics. But having said that, when you're making like normal, when you're developing normal relationships with people, you should still try to be as charitable as possible in the real world when you're having a conversation with humans, because ultimately, like, you could probably get people to understand your position a little bit better by just, taking the time out and describing it without immediately being combative.
Yeah.
I know you can't do that in like a debate structure, and I don't like debates anyway for that reason, but you definitely can, make better arguments and truly get people to see your side of things, as long as you maintain that charitability and you're open-minded.
Yeah.
And want to talk to people that have different opinions.
All about perspective and being willing to just see someone else's, because like there's no one right way. And that's all it comes down to. But I appreciate you coming, man. Genuinely.
Yeah, no, thanks for having
taking
me.
the time. You keep crushing it. If you ever need me and you need help, whatever, I'm more than happy.
We'll have you on the pod. I don't talk about politics on my podcast, but we'll have you on the podcast soon, hopefully.
I appreciate you coming, man. Thank you guys. Subscribe to the channel. We're on iTunes, Spotify. Drop a good review.
That's it. That's it, baby. I was also asked one time if people are more sensitive. What is pushing people to ask that? They just see it on the internet. More interaction, more engagements like that. Bradley Martin podcast watchers coming in here and everyone's spamming.